Yes, good morning. Panibagong araw naman guys ng ating pagsasama and sana naman ay nasa mga buting kalagayan ng lahat nating mga kababayan. No? In spite sa mga pagsubok, mga natural calamities, bagyo, baha, ulan at kung ano na pa, sana po ay nasa maayos at mananatili tayo magpasalamat sa ating buong may kapal. Okay, no? So bago lang ginanap kahapon yung Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. Ayan, di ba? At nung binigyan ng pagkakataon guys, si BP Sara ay talagang humirit at talagang umabot pa sa punto na lahat ay pamulitika at ang lahat ay may kaugnayan sa parating na eleksyon. Yan yung punto ni BP Sara, nilinaw pa nga niya na wala naman akong balak na tumakbo ngayong halalan. Ngayong pagtang tinira yung bro ng Congress. No? Guys, pakikinggan natin. Merong iba't ibang mga reaksyon kung dito, yung ating mga mambabatas dyan. At lalong-lalo na, Congresswoman Jinky Nuestro na nagbigay ng mensahe kung dito sa statement at pahayag ni BP Sara nung nasabing pagdinig na kung saan hindi pa ito nag-take out, no? Hindi pa ito nag-take.
I am appearing before you today not only as the head of office,
hindi naman siya
but more
witness,
importantly
no?
as the duly authorized representative of all officials
para lang
of the
sa mga witnesses at hindi yun sa mga resource person.
Simply because we have not done
natanggap niya na invitation na isa siya
there is no misuse of funds.
Resource person, no? At hindi witness.
If there are audit findings, we shall gladly respond
to them naman yung
before the Commission on Audit.
Ni former
And if there are
President
legitimate cases to be filed, then we shall gladly respond to them before the appropriate courts. In relation to this, may I just say,
at saka ito guys, paparinig natin ng buo yung statement, message ni BP Sara sa nasabing hearing ng ginawang Committee on Public Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability.
Cases that should properly be taken in the courts of law. What we are witnessing now is no ordinary legislative inquiry. This exercise is a well-funded and coordinated political attack. This much is evident from the very words of the privileged speech that prompted this inquiry. A speech that simply meant to say, do not vote for Sara on 2028. It is clear to me that this inquiry is not about misused funds, accountability, or governance. Instead, it is solely aimed at discrediting my name and my office to prevent future political contests. I have publicly stated my reasons as to why I've chosen not to defend the OVP's budget proposal for 2025. I have narrated the issues I encountered in previous years, which can easily be confirmed by looking at the NEP, the GAB, and the GAA for fiscal years 2023 and 2024. Further, I have even shared the drama that transpired last year regarding the confidential funds. Hence, just as we have done last year, we again leave the 2025 OVP budget to the pleasure of Congressman Martin Romualdez. I am not asking for any special treatment, nor am I asking you to uphold any tradition. There is no disrespect. All I am saying is that you have the complete freedom to do whatever you wish with the OVP budget. If you feel that all the documentary submissions are not enough, then by all means, huwag kayo magbigay ng budget. Sa totoo lang, hindi naman ang budget ang puntirya ninyo dahil napakadali naman magtanggal ng budget. What you are trying to do is make a case for impeachment. Hindi naman ako kakandidato sa nalalapit na eleksyon. Hindi ako namumulitika. Ang ginagawa ko lamang ay ang pagtupad sa aking oath of office at campaign platforms na trabaho, edukasyon, at mapayapang pamumuhay. Sinabi ko na noon at ilang beses ko nang inulit na hindi ako ang problema ng bayan na ito. Ang totoong problema ng bayan ay kagutuman, kahirapan, illegal na droga, kriminalidad, terorismo, hindi nasapat na healthcare, kalidad ng edukasyon, kawalan ng plano ng infrastruktura para sa disasters, at marami pang iba. So, you may try to destroy me, you can skin me alive, and throw my ashes to the wind. But let it be known, you will find me unbowed. I will continue to serve the Filipino people no matter the personal cost or political intrigue. Having said that, I will not allow myself to be subjected to an inquiry based on an empty, privileged speech, just so you can attack me and do indirectly what you failed to do directly during the budget hearings. I therefore request this committee to terminate this inquiry for its clear lack of any proposed legislation or substantive matter for discussion. Shukran.
The committee cannot rule on that because the committee already took cognizance of this privileged speech.
Ayan, no? So, talagang sabi niya itong lahat ng ito mayroong kaugnayan sa impeachment case laban kay BP Sara. No? Titingnan na lang natin, guys. At mayroong reaction dito si Congresswoman Chinky Nuestro. At pakikinggan natin, guys, yung kanyang pahayag ukol dito sa kanilang ginagawang pagdinig.
I wish to manifest that the refusal of Her Excellency Vice President Sara Duterte to take her oath in today's hearing in the conduct of inquiry in aid of legislation is an affirmation of her stand, her position during the budget briefing of the OVP. And this representation wishes to manifest that when the resource speaker does not take her oath, then it follows that whatever statement she will provide, we call it could not hold any water. That being not under oath, the same cannot be used as an evidence in any inquiry, in any proceeding, Mr. Chair. In other words, her refusal to answer in the last budget briefing of the OVP is tantamount to her stand in today's inquiry of refusing to take her oath. That is for manifestation, Mr. Chair. And with that, Mr. Chair, I wish to remind the committee, our esteemed colleagues, and the Filipino people of the constitutional mandate that public office is a public trust. When there is a question, we're bound to answer. We're bound to explain. As a matter of fact, no less than the Philippine Constitution provides, we are accountable to the Filipino people at all times. We are now confronted by the issue on confidential fund. And I wish to emphasize, ang confidential fund po ay pera ng taong bayan. And we owe it to the people to explain kung paano ito ginastos, saan ito napunta, and to be specific, sinunod po ba natin ang joint circular regulating the use of confidential fund. Mr. Chair, I wish to raise as well, to invoke as well, and remind our esteemed colleagues that pursuant to the separation of power, we, the Congress, is exercising the power to legislate. Under this power, we also have the power of the purse. We can amend, we can revise, we can approve, and we can disapprove the budget that was proposed to us by the executive. And I wish to remind as well that the best instrument which shows the power of the purse of the people is no less than the General Appropriations Bill, which is an embodiment of the allocation for the entire Philippine government, which is the result of the legislative process of the Congress. In other words, ang budget po ng ating bansa ay napapaloob din sa isang batas, saklaw ng kapangyarihan ng Kongreso, and that is the power to legislate. To be able to make sure that the power of the purse is properly exercised, we are granted as well by the oversight power, and that is to make sure that all our legislations, that includes the budget of the national government, the General Appropriations Act, are well complied with by our fellow public servants. And to make sure, and as a consequence of this oversight power, we have this inquiry in aid of legislation. So I just wish to remind the Filipino people, and that includes the OVP, ito po ay trabaho ng Kongreso. Busisiin ang budget. And not only that, to exercise the oversight power to make sure na yun pong ating mga nakaraang legislation, that includes the General Appropriations Act, ay nagamit ng tama ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno. I hope that the OVP will be enlightened to address the issues instead of attacking this institution, of politicizing, and matters concerning politics, Mr. Chair. Third, Mr. Chair, we should be uniform in the application of our rules. If we are guided by the constitutional mandate that public office is a public trust, if we observe malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance in the LGUs, as a matter of fact, we have pending inquiry in aid of legislation concerning LGUs. Kung iniimbestigahan po natin ang Office of the Mayor, kung iniimbigastahan po natin ang Office of the Governor, by equality under the law, we should conduct an investigation as well to the Office of the Vice President. And I wish to thank the Honorable Valeriano for taking a stand before the plenary to initiate this inquiry in aid of legislation to address the observation not only of this representation, but of our fellow members of the Committee on Appropriations about the irregularities which we have seen already in the disbursement of fund, as a matter of fact, not only of the confidential fund, but even the regular allocation of the OVP.
Kasi tagpo, no? Si Cong Marcoleta, kung nakikita nyo, yung buong hearing na yun, at talagang sinagot ni Congressman Abante, na kung saan umabot sa pagtatalo. Imagine, tinatanong pa yung kuwa. Sa kanya rin naman siguro yun, pero hindi yung oras niya. Oras pa ni Congresswoman Luistro na sumingit siya para doon sa kanyang statement, no? Para may parating niya sa kanyang mga kasamahan. So, ito guys, ang lahat ng ito ay sana naman, kasi umabot pa sa punto na lahat ay pamulitika at ang lahat ay may kaugnayan sa parating na eleksyon. Yun yung punto ni BP Sara, nilinaw pa nga niya na wala naman akong balak na tumakbo ngayong halalan, ngayong parating na halalan. No? Kaya sabi ni BP Sara nung in-interview ng media, ito nagpa-practice na sila para sa kanilang impeachment laban sa akin. Ano ba yan? Okay, so antabayan na natin guys kung ano pang magdagdag pangyayari dito. Hanggang sa muli, sa ngalan po ng Gym5 TV, ito po ang inyong kaibigan. Mabuhay ang buong Pilipinas.